Hello everyone, good evening and welcome to our today's webinar on study in France. A warm welcome to everyone and thank you everyone for participating to our today's webinar. Just a minute, just give me a moment. So we will be discussing our today's webinar into three parts. The very first part will be discussing about study in France. That is, what are the benefits that students they will be getting while choosing France as their overseas destination. Second part will be discussing about join in campus, that why you should work with join in campus, what are the benefits for working with join in campus. And lastly, I will open up the discussion for the question and answer sessions, like whatever queries you are having. I will be more than happy to answer all of your queries. So let's quickly start with the first session of today, why France, why students they should choose France as their overseas destination. What are the benefits they get while choosing France as their overseas destination? Uh, First of all, the first slide that you can see in front of you is joining campus. We are world's leading edtech company, world's leading B2B company, established in 2008. It's been 17 years now. We are specialized for France. We started in 2008. We started with France, and now we are into other European countries as well. We are members of different organizations, as you can see, like EAI, ICF, NAFSA, EU India Chambers, IFKI as well. France, it is located in the heart of Europe, and it is the fifth most popular destination for international students. About France, this is the more into the geographical locations and everything. So I will quickly go through it because every one of us knows about this. So as rightly said, that it is at the heart of the European Union. It is bordered by 6 countries, namely Germany, Belgium, Luxembourg to the northeast, Switzerland and Italy to the southeast, and Spain to the southwest. It is a modern and dynamic European country. It is a world economic power, and France, it beats to attract 5 lakh international students to its shore by 2027. And France, it is highly reputed for the grand ecosystem of education. The total Indian student in France, the numbers they are reflecting at your screen. So these are the numbers. In 2022-2023, it were 8,000 international students. 21-22, it was 6,300. So they are constantly increasing year by year. 2021-2020, they were just 5,500, and by 2025 they want 20,000 Indian students, and by 2030 they want 30,000 Indian students. So every year, every 5 years, they want Indian students to increase. And yes, this year, like in on 26th January, we hosted President of France, Mr. Emmanuel Macron, and he announced that they want more and more Indian students to France. They want to welcome more and more Indian students, and of course, there are a lot of benefits that they give to Indian students. This is somewhat you can see that France is the most attractive country in Europe for the 5th year in a row. And this is what, when a foreign company they chooses France, it's a good news for the job, for the life, and for their economy. So there are lots of opportunities for career, for growth, everything. And this is what it was said by the president himself. This was said by Mr. Emmanuel Macron. So this is really, really very great news for all of us. And this means that there are a lot of opportunities for all the students and for every one of us. Paris, it has been constantly ranked #1, and it is still ranked in the top 10 student best cities by QS, and it's still ranked it is the best student cities to study. Now, this is what we will be discussing, like what are the benefits to study in France, like what benefits students they get while choosing France as their overseas destination, why students they should choose France, and why they should go and study in France. As I said, like France is a popular destination for international students. It is the fifth most popular country for international student after US, UK, Canada, and Australia. Nowadays, every one of us, we know that, there are a lot of changes happening in the other countries. There are a lot of, the rules have been changed. Of course, US is evergreen destination, United States, it's evergreen destination. Students, they go on in the United States, but yes, every one of us, we know that the rules have been constantly changing in the other countries. So students, they are choosing European countries as their overseas study destination in the coming days right now. So yes, I will rightly say that this is the correct time. So please start going for the European destinations. And yes, France, Germany, Netherlands, the universities, the procedure, it is very smooth. The fees, they are, very affordable, and we will be very happy to assist you for the entire procedure, right from the admission till visa. France, it is the first non-English speaking host country. There are more than 4 lakh plus foreign students who are enrolled in France, and it is a record growth in the 15 years. Every year, there is an increase of 18% applications over pre-pandemic levels in France. English taught programs. When we started promoting France in 2008, we had a lot of difficulties in promoting French education because, everybody was under the impression that, France, which means there is a language barrier, France, which means French. So we had a lot of difficulties 17 years back promoting France, because there was a myth that, France, which means French, but no, it is not the case, because whatever programs we are promoting, they are taught 100% in English. So this is not the scenario. Like, programs, they are taught 100% in English. There are 1700 plus programs that are taught 100% in English in 3500 plus public and private universities. So yes, please do inform your students that, you have 1700 plus programs that are taught in English in all the fields. Whatever fields you say, you get the programs that are taught 100% in English, whether it is management programs, whether it is engineering programs. But yes, pharmacy and medicines, and of course, uh, yes, medicines and pharmacy, this two are the fields. We don't get programs taught in English, but yes, apart from these two fields, we have all the fields that you get the programs taught 100% in English. Quality education. In France, we have quality education. So when I say that we have quality education in France, I don't mean to say that we don't have quality education in other countries. No, we do have quality education in India as well. But when I say that we have quality education in France, which means that we have practical knowledge along with the theoretical knowledge. France emphasizes more onto the practical knowledge along with the theoretical knowledge. Each and every program in France is followed by the practical knowledge along with the theoretical knowledge. We do have internships along with the theoretical knowledge. So students, they don't only have, the classes, they don't only study in the classrooms. Whatever they are studying, they do implement the same thing into, the field. So whatever they are studying into the classrooms, they are implementing the same thing into the real life. So this is what we mean by the quality educations. Each and every programs, they are highly accredited. So these are the accreditations, what you are seeing, like many of the programs, they are triple accredited. I am very really proud to say that, whatever schools we are promoting, majority of the schools, they are triple accredited. And only 1% of the business schools in the entire world, they are triple accredited. And we are associated with majority of the schools in France, they are triple accredited. So AMBA, AACSB, these are the few accreditations business schools they are having. And like EQUIS is there, Financial Time accreditations is there, QS is there, CTI is engineering accreditations, CG is one of the accreditations. So these are all the accreditations that schools they are having. Learn French while in France. So, French is not mandatory, but we always advise that, please advise your students to have basic knowledge of French. Like we are in the month of June. Now, if your student is going for the fall intake, that is September or October intake, they have this sufficient time. So please advise your student that, at least have the basic knowledge of French, so that it will be helpful for them to survive in France. Though it is not needed, but yes, it is always advisable. I always give an example, like, I am based in Gujarat, in Ahmedabad. So if even if in India, like I travel, I always keep on traveling for the business purpose. So if I travel in south of India, it is all I can survive. Like, everybody communicates in English nowadays. But still, sometimes if I travel in Chennai, or if I travel in Hyderabad or Bangalore, it sometimes it gets difficult for me, because if they communicate in the local regional language, then it sometimes get difficult for me, especially in Chennai, right? So it is always advisable for the students that they have the basic French language. Nowadays, students, they can learn French online, right? So please advise your students that, at least they have the basic knowledge. Everybody communicates in English in France, so that's absolutely fine. So, government, even in France, they do have organizations where students, they can enroll themselves at very nominal cost, and they can learn French. If they don't want to do this, even schools, they do teach French as a subject. So please ask your students to enroll and learn French, or even attend these classes regularly. Don't miss these classes. So by the time they finish off their studies, at least they will be having the basic knowledge. Don't miss the lectures of French language. It is equally important. And there is nothing harm in having, in learning French. It will always add a value to the CV, right? And it will be helpful in, finding internships. It will be helpful in getting part-time jobs. So French is also now recognized as a second international language. So please advise your student to learn French. And even, I guess in India also now, many schools, many universities, they are also teaching French. So though not mandatory, but please advise your student to learn French. Even government in France, they are teaching French for free as well. So this is also an added advantage, and these are good reasons to learn French as well. English proficiency test. So this is a very good reason. Like, it is not required. No TOEFL, no GRE, no IELTS, it is not required. But there is a condition. If your student has studied throughout in English, then these exams are not required. We just require MOI, that is medium of instruction letter. Cost of living. So cost of living, it is very, very reasonable in France compared to other countries, because government, they give, the housing subsidy to the students, to all international student coming to France. This housing subsidy, it is known as CAF, that is CAF. And this CAF, it is up to 30 to 40%. And this benefit is given to all international students. Of course, there are certain criteria which needs to be fulfilled. So it is not that, students, they will be getting this benefit straight away from the very first day. So there will be certain criteria that needs to be fulfilled. Once it is fulfilled, students, they will be getting this benefit. The figure that you are seeing on the screen, this is for the visa purpose that needs to be shown. So of course, always Paris will be costly compared to the cities that are outside Paris. So for the visa purpose, a student, they need to show like 1200 to 1800 euros per month, including all the things like housing, groceries, utilities, transportation, and everything. But yes, this is not the actual amount that students, they will be incurring. And outside Paris, it will be somewhere between 800 to 1400 euros per month, the cost of living. Scholarships, of course, there are a lot of scholarships available for the students. The scholarships that you are seeing, this all scholarships that are government scholarships. In order to avail the government scholarships, students needs to be pretty quick, because the deadline for government scholarships, they are early, very early, like January or February, early February or January end. So for this year's, the deadline has already gone. And in order to avail the scholarship, students, they need to, secure the admission, they need to pay the fees and everything. But apart from the government scholarships, universities, they do have their own merit-based scholarships, early bird scholarships, um, and they also have the other scholarships as well. So yes, there are n number of scholarships, government as well as university scholarships. So to know more about the scholarships, you can always contact your partner relationship managers. This is the housing subsidy benefit that I was talking about. It is known as CAF, that is CAF, and it is somewhere between 30 to 40%. And this is available to all international students going to France. So this will be given by the government. And in order to avail this benefit, the apostillization and translation in French is required for the two of the documents. And these two documents are the birth certificate and the last obtained degree certificate. Please note, these two documents are required only for the housing benefit, and it is not required for any visa purpose. So even if a student is already in France, the student relatives or parents, they can get it translated, they can get it apostillized, and then they can courier these documents. So if a student is getting late for the visa, student can apply for the visa, student can travel to France, and later on, student relatives or parents, they can get this process done. So don't worry, this can be done later on also if a student is not having time. Okay, so first you can get this document translated into French and then get it apostillized from the MEA, that is Ministry of External Affairs. And then if a student has already traveled to France, you can get this document courier to France. Part-time job opportunities. So like any other countries, even in France, students, they are allowed to do part-time jobs, that is 20 hours per week. And the wage rates, they are 10.25 euros per hour. So this is the minimum wage rate. And this is the gross salary that students, they are getting. Social security contributions, that will be deducted around 20%. So after deductions, the students, they will be getting 8.20 euros per hour. This is what students they will be getting on hand. France, it is ranked as the second best country for producing the most employable graduates. So again, this is very important for the students going to France. And this is what it was published by Times Higher Education. So the employability ratio is really, really very good in France. Paid internship opportunities. So this is what I was discussing, that each and every program in France, it is followed by internships. So internships, it is of 4 to 6 months and it is very well paid internships. It is part of the programs. So students, either they have to go for the internships or they have to go for the thesis. So Indian students, obviously they go for the internships, and these internships, they are very well paid. Okay. I have seen that our students, majorly they are getting up to 1,000 euros in their internships, and they are very well paid. According to the law, the compensations, it is 650 euros per month. But what I have seen as per my experience, that our students are getting minimum 1,000 euros per month. This internships, as I said, they are up to 4 to 6 months, but it depends on the contract. Sometimes it lasts up to 9 months, or even it lasts up to 1 year as well. It totally depends on the contract. It totally depends on the companies. These are some of the popular companies in which students, they are doing their internships. Most of the schools, they do have their career departments, right, in which helps the students in finding their internships. Now it totally depends on the caliber of the students, because the career departments, they will give students the name of the companies who are looking for the internships. But then it totally depends on the students, that how intelligent or how bright the student is, because ultimately student has to deal with the company, student has to sit in the interview, student has to face the interview. What schools can do, schools can give the name of the companies. They can say that, okay, these are the companies who are looking for the internship. But then finally, it is the student who has to face the interviews, right? So student totally has to crack the interviews. But yes, schools, they do assist the student in finding the internships, right? But yes, student, they do, schools or universities, they do assess the student. They will give the names of the companies who are looking for the interns. Post-study work opportunities, right? So this is really very important. Like if the programs, they are RNCP certified, please, I repeat again, if the programs, they are RNCP certified, then your students, they get stay back up to 2 years, that which is known as post-study work visa. If the programs are not RNCP certified, then your students, they get stay back up to 1 year. I repeat again, if the programs are RNCP certified, then your students, they get stay back up to 2 years. And if the programs, they are not RNCP certified, then they get stay back up to 1 year. Now, this stay back, it is also known as post-study work visa. You can also call it as job search visa. Okay. For bachelors, I will say that it is only up to 6 months stay back, or there is no stay back, right? So it totally depends on school to school. But for masters, either it is 1 year or either it is 2 years. The most important benefit, your student, they will be getting European Union visa. That is, your student, they can travel to 27 European Union countries. But mind it, they won't be getting the European Union visa right from the first day. They will be getting only France visa from India. Once they are there in France, once they complete the formalities, then they will be getting the blue card over there, and then they can travel to all the European countries. But yes, please make a note, they can only travel for the holidays. Then they have to come back to France, finish off their studies, and then they can travel to the other countries. Now, the very important thing regarding internships is that if your student is getting internships in any part of the world, they can go and do the internships. If they are getting internships in the European Union, they are not required to, apply for the visa. They can go and they can do their internships. If they are getting internships in USA, in Canada, Australia, New Zealand, they can go and do the internships. If they are getting internship opportunities in India, they can come back and do their internships in India. So what does this indicate? That whatever they are studying, it is valid worldwide. Whatever degree they are getting, it is valid worldwide. So this is the power, this is the quality education I was talking about, right? So whatever they are studying is valid worldwide, okay? So internships they can do in any part of the world, right? This is what is meant by quality education. Opportunities for PR. Yes, they do have opportunities for PR. So if your student is residing in France for more than 5 years, they are eligible to apply for residence permit. Now, in order to apply for PR, the main thing is they need to be on their work visa for 3 years. They need to do full-time job for 3 years. Okay. So apart from internships, apart from the studies, they need to be on full-time job in the same field of what they have studied. And then only they are eligible to apply for PR. And once they get this, the residence permit will be valid for 10 years and then it can be extended. It can be renewed. Okay, again, I repeat, they need to be on their full-time job for 3 years and they should be in the same field of what they have studied. Then they are eligible to apply for their residence permit. 5 years of alumni visa. So this is really very interesting. What is alumni visa? So alumni visa is something like, if a student has studied in France, whatever he has studied, whether it is a bachelor degree, whether it is a master degree, whatever it is, must have studied in France. Now, what due to any circumstances, student has returned to his hometown, returned to his home country. Now again, he wants to go to France, whatever purpose it is, whether it is for business purpose, whether it is for tourist purpose. Now he wants to apply for his visa. So at this point of time, he is eligible to get 5 years of alumni visa. Now, not only student, but all his dependents are eligible to get this alumni visa. That is spouse, children, every one of them, they are eligible to get 5 years of alumni visa. Okay. But that doesn't mean that all of them, they are allowed to stay in France for 5 years. No. They are allowed to stay in France only for 90 days. Okay, they are allowed to stay only for 90 days. Then they have to return back. But yes, they will be getting visa for 5 years. And this is known as alumni visa. As I said in the beginning of my presentation that I'm very proud, we promote the all majority of the triple accredited schools and only 1% of the business schools are triple accredited in the world, and We promote all majority of them. So you can see the majority of the triple accredited schools over here. These are the majority of the triple accredited schools with whom we are working in France. Some of the other top ranking schools with whom we are working in France. These are the most preferred courses in France and the fees. Bachelor fees starts from 6,300 euros per year. Master fees, they starts from 7,300 euros per year. For bachelors, we accept files up to 23 years. This is not 25, but it will be up to 23 years. Masters up to 40 years. We have two intakes for France. The major intake is fall, that is September, October. And the other intake is spring, that is January, March, and May. Application and visa process. The application checklist, it is very similar compared to other countries, which every one of us we are aware of. I will quickly go through it. That is, we require passport, updated CV, academic documents, 10th onwards, transcript, provisional or degree certificate, letter of recommendation, statement of purpose, application form, if it is offline. If it is online, we have an online team, so we will be doing the application procedure, experience letter if any, IELTS score if applicable. Majority of the time it is not applicable, medium of instruction letter. This is the application procedure. I won't go into detail because your partner relationship manager will assist you for the same. The Campus France document checklist, I will not go into detail of it because we do have a webinar on the visa and Campus France procedure in the coming week. I guess we have this webinar on Tuesday, 11th, if I'm not wrong. So I will be explaining the entire Campus France and visa procedure in detail on the upcoming webinar, which is on 11th. So please do attend my webinar on this, in which I will be discussing in detail. So I'm not going into this. So I will not go into this Sevak and everything. So I will explain everything in detail in my upcoming webinar in the next week. Visa checklist and everything I will discuss in that. Funds and everything we will be discussing in that webinar. So please attend in the part 2 webinar. So just quickly, I will say that this is the funds to be shown, that is fees plus living cost plus surplus. So living expenses for Paris, it is 1200 to 1800 euros per month. And outside Paris, it is 800 to 1400 euros per month. Methods of showing funds, it is only liquid assets, that is education loan sanction letter or savings account or fixed deposits. If you are showing liquid funds, then it should be 3 months old. Third-party sponsors are allowed for France, but they should only sponsor 30%. Maximum 2 sponsors are allowed. Visa processing fees for Campus France fees, it is 18,000 INR. And visa fees for it is 99 euros, but you don't have to pay in euros. It will be converted into INR on the day of submitting the application in VFS. So visa processing time, it is 15 to 30 working days, but it may vary on case to case, but this is the approximate time taken. So this was about the first part of our today's presentation, that is why study in France. Now going on to the second part of our today's presentation, like about Join in Campus, why you should work with Join in Campus, what are the benefits of working with Join in Campus. So as I said in the beginning of my presentation that we started in 2008, it's been 17 years now. And we are only into B2B since 17 years. So we don't work into B2C and we don't recruit students directly. So this is the biggest advantage. We have network in 40 plus countries. So we majorly recruit students pan India, but we have also expanded into South Asian market, and we also recruit students from Vietnam, Turkey as well. We have recruited students from India, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, Afghanistan also. We are working with 1,500 plus top ranked universities. We are working with 2,500 plus associates and counselors. This is the services that we are offering. So we assist you right from the admission till visa process. So we have a dedicated partner relationship manager for you. So you will be having a partner relationship manager who will be right with you from the admission till visa procedure. And we assist you with, a phone call, WhatsApp, email, everything. So they guide you with the scholarship assistance, with the visa guidance, post-study work assistance, with the pre-departure guidance, with the university and program, so course selections and everything. Whatever assistance you require, they are there with you. You have a dedicated PRM. We are pioneer for France. So we introduce, of course, we are pioneer right after Campus France. So Campus France is a government body who introduced France into the market. After them, we are, I can say, the largest organization who also introduced France into the market, promoting France since 2008. And we are promoting 100 plus French universities after Campus France. We offer the best commissions, and we do have the commission match offer. We claim that, we offer the best commission into the industry. So at any given point of time, if you feel that, you don't get the best commissions for France, please feel free to come to us and let us know that, the commissions that you are getting from the other company is more. With the proof, do let us know, and we will be happy to, assist you with that. We'll be happy to offer you the same commissions. And I am very happy to say you that we offer you the best services, because we are into the industry promoting France for the last 17 years. So I can claim that we offer you the best services and commissions. And please feel free to, come to me for any grudges or any service issues that you are having. I am always there, and I will be very happy to help you out. If you feel that, you have any issues with your PRM or any service issues, or you are not getting prompt revert or anything, I am always there to help you out, because I am there with this company since day one, and I will be very happy to help you out. Access to agent panel, we have our own CRM. We have an agent panel designed for you. You can see over here. You can register for the agent panel if you have yet not registered. Go to our website. There you can find, you have a Become Partner tab. Click on it, register. Then you can see that you have the portal. You have all the information about all the countries that we are promoting, and you have all the information over there. You can add your student, and you will get all the timely updates about your student from our panel itself. Whatever countries we are promoting, whatever universities we are promoting, all the information is there on the panel itself. Of course, we are still updating all the information. So sometime it happens that information is not up to date. So please do cross verify the information with your partner relationship manager. But yes, please add your student on the portal itself. It is very useful. We conduct timely farm trip for our associates, for our top associates, top 10 to 15 associates. We take them to the universities that we are promoting, so that, you get the confidence of promoting these universities. You get, the knowledge, and you can convey the same to your students. You get more information about the universities, about the countries that you are promoting. So we are always happy to take you to the universities, to the countries that you are promoting. So we always, keep on conducting our farm trips. So this was one of the farm trip that we did in 2019 before COVID, and we took a group of our associates and they visited 6 universities. We keep on doing the agent workshops, and this was our Western India agent workshop that we did, and it was really very successful. And it was with the campus trans manager, and it was with the universities as well. We did it in 2020 before COVID as well, and we also did last year in Chennai and Hyderabad as well. We keep on participating in ICF. We have our own booth. So we also participated in ICF recently as well. We participated in ICF Berlin in 2023. So we did study in France agent workshop, as I said, in Hyderabad in April. We did in Chennai as well, our workshop. We participated in ICF South Asia 2023. We also were the silver sponsor. We did agent workshop in October 2023. We also did the webinar with the experts, like we also invited France, Embassy, Campus France, IFKI. So we keep on doing this kind of activities for our agents. And as I said that we have a network in 40 plus countries, and we keep on expanding globally. We have our network with 2,500 plus associates and counselors. We have our offices in France, USA, Canada, and India. So thank you everyone to attend this workshop, to attend this webinar today. And now I open up the floor for question and answer session. And I request every one of you to attend the upcoming webinar, which is on, I guess, Tuesday, 11th, in which I will be discussing about the campus trans procedure, the visa procedure, because I have not discussed today particularly on that part, because I'm going to have the webinar on that procedure, the visa process, and that is the reason I have not touched that process today. So please do attend that. And now I open up the floor for the question and answer session. So please feel free to ask the questions. You can unmute yourself and you can ask the questions, or you can type your questions in the chat box, and I will be happy to answer all of your questions. Um, Okay, I have a question that please let us know gap acceptable in France for UG and PG. Yes, gap is acceptable, but we should have a valid reason for the gap. Like, what is the valid reason? And of course, it is acceptable. But please do keep in mind the age limit for specifically for bachelors. Is ITR mandatory? Yes, ITR is mandatory. But if the income is agriculture income, in that case, ITR is not mandatory. What are the two intakes? The two intakes are fall and spring. Fall is September, October intake, which is the major intake. And spring intake is January, March, and of course, May as well. What are the minimum marks requirement for undergraduate, postgraduate? As per the new rule of Campus France, now the minimum requirement is 55 percentage. How much gap is okay? 5 years or more is okay. See, gap is okay. It should be justifiable, but minimum will be good. So I will say that 5 years is more, because keeping in mind the visa things, lesser is the good. Is there any stay back for bachelors? Bachelors, as I said that, up to 6 months, but nowhere it is, mentioned that bachelor it is there. But yes, up to 6 months, students, they can stay. How many backlogs are accepted? See, backlogs are accepted, and but yes, they should be cleared. MOI is accepted. Yes, MOI is acceptable, but yes, your student should have studied throughout in English. What about stay back and PR options? Stay back for masters, it is up to 1 year if the program is not RNCP certified. If the program is RNCP certified, it is up to 2 years. PR options, student, they are eligible to apply for PR, but they need to be on their work permit for 3 years in the same field of their studies. Spouse, they are allowed, but it is not recommended. NIOS is acceptable. I didn't get your question. Can you please elaborate? NIOS, please elaborate NIOS. What is the deadline for September 24 intake? Majority of the school's deadline is 30th June, which usually gets extended till 15th of July. If the student is having work experience, then what are the documents that need to be submitted? Work experience letter needs to be submitted in this case. Can a student who took an extra year to complete graduation apply? Of course, student can apply with a valid explanation. Any top-up courses are available in France? Top-up courses, not exactly. They are not there. In France, bachelors and masters are only there. Is 100% loan acceptable? Yes, 100% loan is acceptable, but we always advise that, at least you show some supporting documents, like at least you show 2 to 3 lakhs in the savings account. Is student completed his bachelor from distance learning accepted? Some schools, they do accept, but we need to first, verify with the institutions. But yes, few of them, they do accept. Tell us more about housing allowance and procedure. See, housing allowance, it is for all the international students going to France. It is known as CAF, and it is like somewhere between 30 to 40%. So there is a formality which needs to be completed, and it has to be done only after going to France. There are two documents needed in order to get this benefit. These documents are birth certificate and degrees, last obtained degree certificate. These two documents, they needs to be translated into French, and these documents, after getting translated into French, they need to be apostillized. So these are not required for visa purpose, but yes, these are required to get the benefit. Open degree and distance degree are acceptable. As I said, it depends on school to school. Under 18 student can apply for UG. Yes, they can apply. RNCP, it is a certification. Yes, you can get the recording. Please contact your partner relationship manager. They will be able to help you for this. Uh, Please speak of the difficulty level in getting job segments in management, whether the companies prefer Europeans over Indians. See, it is not like that. As I said, that every companies, they do have their career departments, but yes, it totally depends on the student abilities. They do assess students, right? They do give students the name of the companies who are looking for the interns, who are looking really for the students, but then it totally depends on student how they perform in the interviews. Um, how to create leads and all. We do assist our associates for the lead generations and marketing activities and everything. So for details, you can contact your partner relationship manager. They will be able to assist you for the same. In France, we don't have any foundation programs. We only have bachelor's and master programs. Is there any maturity for funds? I didn't get your question, Beena. So can you please be more specific? Pathway programs, we don't have pathway programs in France, but we do have pathway programs in Germany. So Shivangi, you can get more details about the pathway programs in Germany from your PRM. So yes, we do have pathway programs in Germany. We have many programs. Maturity period to show funds, it will be 3 months. 3 months, minimum 3 months. If the student does a job in France during post-study work period, but the job is not related to his course, then is he still eligible to apply for PR? No, for PR, like it should be in the same field. In order to apply for PR, student should be on the work permit for 3 years and in the same field. Show funds, I will be taking this in my next webinar on Tuesday, 11th June. So please attend my webinar because it's again a very big topic. So it can't be discussed in 5 minutes. So please attend my webinar on 11th June. I request all of you to attend that webinar. If a student has a stammering problem, so that type of student can apply. Of course, a student can apply if he is capable enough. He can apply, he can get a visa. I do remember in past we did had a student like this. It totally depends on the capability of the student. Okay, so thank you everyone, and thank you everyone for your time, and see you all of you in my second part of the webinar, which will be on the visa procedure and the campus transfer procedure on Tuesday, 11th of June on the same time, that is 4 p.m. Thanks a lot for your time, and thank you once again. Thank you.